going on, guys? River here. We are back at it again. It is another beautiful May day. We got some rain in the forecast the next 2 days, so I had to get out. Next week is supposed to be nice, almost the whole week, so I have a feeling I'm going to be riding all week. And everything is turning green. This is beautiful. I love this time of year. Everything's turning green. The Rona's out in full force, but it's not dampering our spirits. Real quick before we get into this video, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already. If you like what you see, just hit that like button and comment down below. Today we're going to be talking about a pretty, I don't know, it's a controversial subject. I don't know, I'm just going to get right into it. So by the title of the video, you probably already kind of know what this is about. It's called Leave Dan Alone, or Do It With Dan Alone, DIWD. And I was on the receiving end of some troll hate. Man, this is like weeks ago now, but you know, finally getting out for a nice ride here. Wanted to talk about it a little bit because I mean it's nothing new, and it's something that you know is going to happen. Alright, so this is what happened. Alright, I'm just going to get right into it. So, Do It With Dan posted a video of, he was in his Camaro, and it showed him coming around a corner in the mountains up, out in Georgia. Showed him coming around this corner, and he stopped and did a donut right in the middle of the corner, and then took off back up the hill. And from my point of view, it just looked really unsafe. And I mean, granted, we all do unsafe things, whether it's speeding or whatever. We all do unsafe things on our motorcycles. The majority of us, I get it. If you have a nice car, if you got a fast car, you want to play with it. But I just feel like in that certain time, it was just not the safest maneuver to be doing, I guess. And so I commented on it, and I said something along the lines, again guys, this has been weeks now, I don't exactly remember what I said, but I said something along the lines of, Dan, as a motorcyclist yourself, that was really unsafe, to be doing that around a curve. And then I think I ended it with SMH, shake my head, which I don't know, I think that's what got most people butthurt, is, I don't know how I called them out about that. But all of a sudden I just had all these notifications on my phone, so-and-so, 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 replied to your post, and I'm like, oh great, here we go. And yeah, all these people were just tearing me up, saying all this nasty stuff towards me, just because gotta make sure my mic didn't come out, just because I said something negative about a big motovlogger, well, a big YouTuber now, because he's not really doing motovlogs anymore. And, just because I said something in a negative way towards their guy, and again, I don't have any problem with Dan. What Dan has done with his channel and what Dan has done for himself, that is awesome. I'm happy for him to be able to do all this stuff with his channel. Pretty much do everything that he's dreamed of. That's cool. I don't blame anybody for that. And so I had all these people commenting, oh, you must be real fun at parties, and you need to shut your mouth. That's what people were saying to me. You don't mess with Daddy Dan. I'm just like, are you kidding me? Are you people just throwing caution to the wind, and not even acknowledging what he did was unsafe? And in my comments, so I'm replying back to these people because I can't shut up. I'm replying back to all these people, and I'm just like, really, do you hear yourselves right now? I just stood up for what I thought was right, for him doing something unsafe, which in my eyes, the unsafe maneuver was, in the mountains. It's Georgia. I always see what you guys post down in Georgia, going out to the mountains and stuff. funny because like I have so much more throttle to give, but it's like I just feel like I'm going fast enough for my liking. But you know, I see all you guys in the mountains. You know, you're just ripping around in the mountains, having a blast, and that was my biggest thing. I seen, you know, Dan come up to this. To me, it looked like a blind turn. You know, I'm just picturing a group of bikes coming around that turn. And you know, just getting wiped out by Dan doing the burnout. But Dan actually did respond. Dan responded and pretty much cleared the air. And he said, all right, this is, again, it's been weeks, so I'm gonna paraphrase, but he said him and I forget Justin, I think it was, him and Justin, his buddy Justin, they have walkie-talkies, and I guess they post up certain areas on the on the mountain or certain turns, and he said him and Justin have walkie-talkies, so they're in constant communication, and he said where he stopped he could see down the hill and up the hill. So he said in that time he was being the safest as he could be. Which is cool, that he actually came out and said that. I give him credit, for coming out and, saying that he, kind of explaining himself on the situation. But I just thought what was so funny is all his trolls, just jumped all over me just for saying something negative, about Dan. Now, I did get some support from, some people. This one guy, this is kind of funny. This one guy actually stopped and he said, at first I was going to, jump all over you about this post, but after watching the video and listening to what you said, yeah, that actually really was, it did really look unsafe, and then some other people were actually like, LMAO, all these people jumping all over this guy, just for posting about, people's safety. And so then after Dan replied to my post, and explained himself, it was cool because, then I replied back with, hey, thanks a lot for, clearing that up. And then he replied back, which was actually kind of cool. You don't really get that much dialogue from, your big moto vlogger YouTubers. But he said, thanks for clearing that up. Or I said, thank you for clearing that up. And he said, hey, no problem, man. You're just looking out for other safety. So all these other people who are posting these comments, they can see our comment exchange between me and Dan. But I think by the end of this whole thread, there were roughly 70 comments on this thread from people commenting to me and then me replying back to the other people. But yeah, like if you guys have ever been the victim of troll hate, and it's like I don't know, I mean, I do say troll hate because these people, they just act like little trolls. So please drop it down in the comments below if you've ever been a victim to this, whether it be, moto vlogger or, somebody else big on YouTube or, any other social media. If you've ever called out anybody, let me know. Drop it down in the comments because it's just so frustrating too, because you just hear what is coming out of these other people's keypads. I'm not going to say mouths because to be honest, when you're typing something out, you may say it in your head, but they're keypad warriors. So that's going to do it for today, guys. If you have ever been a victim of a keypad warrior, drop it down in the comments. If you've ever been a keypad warrior, drop it down in the comments. I think we all have at one point. I think we all have, but it's just, I mean, stop for a second and think before you type. Think before you type. And I've done it a lot where I'd get really upset about something that I would see, and I would type this whole big thing out, and I'd stop, and I'd just be like, really, like, what am I proving here? I'm arguing against a bunch of people online that, in 10 minutes, you know, nobody's even gonna remember because we've moved on to something else. So I don't know, that's my advice. You know, next time you get real super upset about something, type it out and then delete it. Like, type it out, take a couple deep breaths, and then just delete it, because it's not gonna matter. It's really not gonna matter. But until the next video, guys, get out here and ride safe, don't let the Rona get you, and until the next video, oh, poor squirrel. Until the next video, guys, I'll talk to you later. I love ya. Bye-bye.